Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, what is Tulu tree, right? Let's explore what is Tulu. Before to understand what is Tulu and how it's outperformed the major competitor Deepseek A, which is released by the China. Looks like the A war just gotten even more intense. So what this means like there is a war is happening between the large language models organization from compared to the US and China. So China has released both the Deepseek and QWEN, which is Alibaba, the LLM models. They outperform both the ChatGPT one, and to compete that and regain the US position back, the A2 is launched Tulu 3 405 model. So if you say like the 405, it's 405 billion parameters has been trained. That means like it's huge and vast. So what is AI is like Allen Institute. So AI2 is new challenger has entered in the ring. Yeah. So it's shaking up the AI landscape like never before. The DeepSeek AI is shaking up the AI landscape, but when it comes to DeepSeek AI and Queen, the one Queen one 2.5 Max, they are much uh, advanced when it compared to ChatGPT 4.0. But while the A1 AI2 is outperform both the DeepSeek V3 and ChatGPT 4.0 because they both are battling for their dominance. But Tulu as a much as a powerful open source alternative and perform both of them into the key benchmarks. So who is AI2 and why does Tulu 3 matters? Right. So Allen Institute for AI is based from the US, Seattle, and it's non-profit research organization specializing in cutting-edge NLP and AI research. And they release this model in the open source. So unlike the other models, which is been into the proprietary model, but Tulu 3 445 billion parameter is completely open source, including that they have shared the training code, the data sets, and deployment instructions, and it's available to the public. So, and under a specific license one, and that's how the US regained the leadership into the open source AI, which it's lose to the China for DeepSeek and QAN Alibaba's one. And why does it matter the most? Because it's open source. Unlikely proprietary models, AI too has released everything, weights, training code, fine tuning techniques, empowering the AI research community. It means like it shared the code, the training, the techniques, and everything to the open source. And it's used advanced training techniques, leverage reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards. After post training, it's used this technique for precise and fact based reasoning, and it's outperformed DeepSeek V3 and ChatGPT 4.0 into the math and knowledge, the recall, the PopQA and ML LU general reasoning, right? It's one into the pretty of the every kind of like benchmarks, and safety fast this stronger alignment to refusable capabilities compared to the other open source models like Llama 3.1. So what makes Tulu 344 billion parameters is unique? The scale it's trying with the 45 billion parameters, right? Pushing the limits of the open source models. Unlike we talks about the 17 billion parameters, and um, if you compare to the 70 billion parameter, it's been 45 billion parameters. It's more than like 4 5 billion parameters it's been trained, and it's leverage 256 GPU in a parallel training. So it means like it's trained onto less compute, and it's parallel. It has been done that, and training recipe and model weights and fine tuning data has been publicly accessible to everyone. That's a kind of like a new way to get a dominance in an open source market in AI. And it has a hybrid training methods. Those methods implement the cutting edge direct preference optimization and reinforcement learning, called reinforcement learning with verifiable rewards. So the benchmark performance, it's done pretty well. The pop QI and the mathematical reasoning and general knowledge and reasoning and coding with instructions, it's it's been outperformed both Deepseek and Q1 and ChatGPT 4.0. So look at the benchmark, the safety wise, and it's been top notch. If you look at each of the ones, so it's done pretty well. If you look at that human evolution, it's been 95, and 80 is highest. If you look at Tulu, 405 billion parameters, it's been on 80, 80 and 87, right? The results is been very significant when it compared to other models. The reason is like it's been trained on that 405 billion parameters and with the state of art model and fine tune from Llama 3.1. So that's very significant. And what is the recipe of it, right? So how they have done it, careful prompt curation and synthetic targeting core skills and supervised fine tuning, and carefully they mix with the prompts and their completion and direct preference optimization, both off and on policy preference data, and new reinforcement learning enhance their specific skills with variable rewards and standardization, the evolution they have done it. So a post training recipe, they leverage reinforcement learning with variable rewards. It's a method like the training model, given a specific task and see like how outcome comes it, and they given those rewards for that. So they have the variable verifiable reward and on top of the policy updates when it completes the training data. And they have a curated prompts which is like public data set, persona driven synthetic instructions, and data mixing they have done for the supervised fine tuning and on policy data and off policy data, and prompts with verifiable rewards, and they have the knowledge reasoning and max coding and chart safety. So the prompt curation of the data and instruction formatting filtering on policy preference of data curation. That's how they given that pre-trained data, and they use the supervised fine tuning and DPO and PPO training infra and RL for the pre and post training, and they done an evaluation deciding on the core skills and the human evolution. Evaluation has done and test suit. So if you look at here, so this is our official website of AI 1 2. They have been documented most of the all the information. Uh, so you can go here. You can have the research principles, the paper, foundation of the AI. So you can click and try to understand the LLM trained data and retrieval, augmented generation, and human AI interactions. So they have all those information here, and they have the playground with Llama Tulu 3 uh, 405 billion parameters. So I can start to play with it, generate a image of a dog. I've just given that. I'm trying to say like how it's responding to it, but it's a highly demand the model. It's all once, and I have to choose other model. So it's not able to, I think, like this code one. Let's take tulu. It's not able to create any image. Let's try to see some content, some uh, one. So when I look at this model, when it compared to the DeepSeek and uh, QWEN and ChatGPT Open 4.0, I think like the deep reasoning skills and web search capabilities are not been there. I know it's been trained on a vast set of like 405 billion parameter, but unrealistically, when I started playing at the playground of it, it's not giving the great results to me, right? But however, you can start playing with a playground, and here is the research paper which they published, and they have given the data sets, information here, the model, final models. You can start accessing, and I'm going to share all these things into my down to the YouTube description. Thanks for watching once, and please like and subscribe and follow me in LinkedIn. This is my Gmail ID and my phone number. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support.